Welcome back to part 3 of the immediate actions, initial steps to take in the event of a major catastrophe. We talked about, upping our security posture, getting to our link-up point. We talked about actions at the link-up point. Then we talked about moving to our primary location and actions to take there, right? Security, 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 security. And so you've done that. You've got all your people to your primary location. You've established security, you've got the duty roster going, maybe you had to ration food, whatever. You've got your little hub working. What now? Now's the time to reach out to the neighbors, right? Once you've got your stuff squared away, it's time to go find out what's going on in your neighborhood. Now, hopefully you have reached out to your neighbors before now, because what you need to do is contact them. And if there's no phones, you're probably going to have to walk over there. You don't want to be walking over to that crazy old guy's house for the first time ever after a crazy thing has happened. You might get shot. And so think about that now. Talk about that now. But once you've linked up with the neighbors, check on their welfare. Maybe the little old lady down the street is all alone. Well, go make sure she's okay. Do your civic duty for her, that kind of thing. One of the first things you need to talk about as a neighborhood is security, right? How are we going to secure this neighborhood? And again, hopefully you've already talked about it, and this conversation is, well, I reckon we ought to implement our security plan. Yep, sounds like a good idea, as opposed to, trying to broach the subject for the first time. But if you can seal off your neighborhood, that's a good idea. Maybe you want to put a checkpoint where the main road feeds into the road that goes into your neighborhood, whether it's a cul-de-sac or your little road or whatever. Maybe you just want to put a checkpoint up there with somebody on a radio or a runner. A kid can run back on his bicycle and everybody know what's going on, just so you know what's going on out there. Maybe you want to park 2 cars so that another car has to weave through them to get through, so someone can't come blasting down your road if you don't want them to. Things to think about now, again, in advance of the day. But you probably want to start adding security to your neighborhood, not just your house. Share information. Every neighbor you hook up with, tell them what you know, find out what they know, just get the buzz going, the neighborhood, little feed line going for information. They may know something that's really important. You may know something that's really important. And so get those lines of communication open and working. And then now is the time, if it's going to happen, that you may start sharing resources. Are you going to do that or not? I don't know. That's up to you. That little old lady I talked about, I'll tell you, if it's cold out and her window's blown in, I'm fixing her window. I'm going to put plastic on it and furring strips, and I'm going to take care of her so that I know that she's okay. That's no skin off my nose, and I think it's doing the right thing. Maybe you've got a generator. Maybe you have a spare generator, and that family with the 5 kids, maybe they could use your generator. Are you going to share it with them or not? I don't know, but you should probably think about those things now, because this is the time when people are going to have the opportunity to share. People are going to have the opportunity to say, no, I don't think so, and it's probably good if you thought about that now, just like everything else. The neighborhood security plan, I talked about checkpoints. You need some form of communication, again, the Minuteman thing, right? Hey, we got trouble at point A. Well, what's everybody going to do if we have trouble at point A? And again, you need to work this stuff out now and have a plan for it. But these are good things to do. Hold on, I have some notes here, so I'm trying to make sure I tell you everything that I want to tell you. Observation post. You should have observation posts out there, people who can see. You don't want the problem to show up in your driveway, or, God forbid, at your front door without you knowing about it. The further out you know something's coming, the better. And so you need to have some observation posts out there, people looking who can relay word back to the group that a situation is developing out there. And then if you have the people, if you have the training, if you have the inclination, it might be good to send some patrols out, whether they're vehicular patrols or walking patrols or horseback patrols, whatever. But get outside of your community and have a little look-see around and see what's going on. It's the same thing. Keep expanding your awareness out beyond your borders. Now, all of these things are things that you really, really, really should plan now and then rehearse now. And I know it's hard, right? So you're going to have to go slow, but start with a barbecue or something. in your neighborhood, and at least start with your family. You know, you can practice these things definitely with your family, and then beyond there, maybe with your one good neighbor or your friend or who's ever going to come to your place or whatever place you're going to. But the more you practice these things now, the better you're going to be, and the better your chance of survival is going to be. If you think about it, if you work it, if you share, bounce ideas back and forth on paper with people, you'll come up with a good plan, but it won't be a great plan. It won't be a great plan until you get out there and practice it. You know, I'll give you an example. Cul-de-sac, and we've decided we're going to have one person in a car parked across the tip of the cul-de-sac, and they're going to have an air horn, and if they have trouble, they're going to blow it, and then all the men are going to come out and you know, do whatever they're going to do. You might want to practice that. You know, have somebody at the head car going, all right, I'm blowing the air horn. You don't really have to blow it when you practice it. And then all the men come out of their house and do what? I don't know, but you know, practice the actual movement of bodies. Practice the actual, can anybody hear me? You know, if you're inside and the generator's running or whatever, and the air horn goes off, can you hear it? You know, I don't know. But you should practice your plans so that you can be the one taking action. You can be the one, it's like playing chess, right? You've already got your defenses in place when the enemy horde shows up or whatever. Hey, I do wish you the best. Like all my videos, if you found something useful in here, please use it. If you find something you don't like, throw it away, right? It's fine. If you've watched a couple of these videos and you like them, you know, not just this series, but other videos, please subscribe. And again, if you like the videos, please let other people know about them. Share them, social media, that kind of thing. All right, I'll see you out there.